This is Beyond the Game with JediAmanda, and today I'm here with Viking Guitar.
Hi.
You guys want to say hi?
Hello.
All right, we're going to start one person at a time to interview themselves, starting with you. Tell us about yourself, just like a quick blurb.
I'm Dan. I'm the bass player, and that's enough. That's enough. That's all you need to know.
I'm Ryan, aka Mega Beardo. I play lead guitar.
I'm Eric. I started the project and I also play guitar.
I'm Grant, aka Stemmage, and I play guitar.
I'm Adam, and don't quite have a nickname for myself yet, but I play drums and percussion. So.
I'm sure you'll come up with a
What do you
nickname.
think? You can name him right now.
Well, I mean, you have a really cool beard.
Okay.
Like-
Maybe Adam Coolbeard Henry.
That's already
Metal beard, you need to start like braiding it and.
I can braid it depending on the mood.
It'll be braided by the end of the interview.
Well, I mean, you
There we
guys
go.
are called like Viking Guitar. Do you know Viking culture?
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah?
Somewhat, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, you can start. You just.
I do have some
Decorate
Viking
it.
heritage, so it's legit, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty awesome. Okay. So, as I've heard, because I was talking to these guys before the interview, they live in like different places, but manage to get together / figure out a way to practice. Who wants to tell me about that?
I'll talk about that.
Okay.
So, like I said, I started this just as a solo project and decided to turn it into a live thing to try and play MagFest. And since I was already going to be heading to MagFest from California, I figured I didn't need to pick musicians that were local to me.
Yeah.
So instead, I picked the people I wanted to from across the country, and we ended up with this fine group of people. And so when we have a chance to all show up at a PAX or a MagFest or something like that, then we all get to hang out. This performance tonight is actually only our 4th performance as a full band, but we've been together for like 3 years now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just practice all on our own and then meet up and run through it a couple times and then play a show.
Does that make you guys like feel nervous? You know?
Well, it didn't.
Well,
Now
you
we
got
are.
so much confidence.
Thanks.
See, everyone's so excited to know that you're here.
I know.
Yeah.
It has,
Wow.
We're in the
Yes,
building.
hi, thank you.
We're backstage right now.
yeah, it has nothing to do with our proximity to the main stage.
No,
Yeah.
Right?
it's fine. This is Paxeast behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Literally
Literally
behind-
behind everything.
Yeah,
Behind the scene.
behind the scene. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, we
Packed sausage
I trust these guys because we all know that we practice on our own. So we all know that when we come together in a hotel room to practice with no amps or anything, it's like, all right, we know what we're doing. We all know our parts individually. So
I'll add that it does take a certain amount of self-discipline and workflow to be able to do that. So each one of these guys, we all have our own ability to record. We all use the same type of software, so we can share those files, and we use cloud storage to share those files. So technology has helped kind of bring that, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The internet.
And that was part of the selection process too on my end for who I even asked to be in the project. Is I didn't want people that I just knew were good at their instruments, even though all these guys are, but every one of these guys has done projects on their own that they've seen through to completion. So, you know, I mean, you can, sometimes with musicians, believe it or not, some of them don't follow through on things. But these guys all have a good track record of following through with things. So it was a good combination.
Good 60% completion rate between all
Yeah,
of us.
which is
Yeah.
like
It's pretty
three
good.
times
Way
most
high.
musicians.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I know that feel like all too well. Oh my goodness. So you guys go to conventions all the time, sometimes? Like what's a normal year for you guys?
Well, this year's been a little weird actually because we got hit up in December. It's what, March 10th now or something. We got hit up in December from PAX to see if we wanted to play South and then East here. And before that, we hadn't played in a couple years. The cost of flying out with gear and stuff to a place is, I know.
The cost of flying gear is a lot.
Big
isn't it?
cost.
Yes, everyone agrees. But
Lots of costs.
it's a high enough cost where it's really only feasible if we have someone that's willing to kind of help us with that.
Yeah.
So, we played MagFest one year, we played MagFest the next year, and we didn't do anything for a year, and I had no idea we were going to be doing this year until, a couple months ago, and now here we are twice in the span of 5 weeks. So hopefully it'll ramp up, but there's no real consistency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, my next question is, like, in the, I guess, off season when you're not trying to fly across the country like 4 times in a month.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like a day job? Like, what's it like as a everyday musician?
We're all rich from music. I mean, we could list them off individually, but we all have our semi-boring day jobs, and all of us, to some extent, do music outside of that just for fun, and at least a few of us have some amount of our income based on music work. Like I do, audio production stuff and composing outside of this, but it's mainly just a day job. This is our alter ego sort of thing we get to do every once in a while.
And it's safe to say this is just like one of several projects for all of us.
Yeah, all of us are multiple projects. Yeah.
So it's like being active all the time in one aspect or another.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not talking to this side a lot.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, what's up? Do you like cats?
I love cats.
Oh,
Cats are
do
pretty.
you have a cat?
I don't. Because our lady's weird. Yeah, it's a long story.
He did have a cat actually, and then he moved away, and now the cat lives at our parents' house.
Yes.
And is doing well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
She's fine. I'll tell her you said hey.
Oh, yeah.
You throw him the easy question.
I like dogs and cats equally.
Yeah?
I do feel like it is a Beatles or Stones situation, but when it comes with them, those bands, when it comes to cats and dogs,
Yeah.
even Steven,
cool.
man. Even
Okay.
Steven.
Well, I guess I'll point the question this side, and then I'll move around. Another question. Are you guys, like, classically trained musicians?
Absolutely not.
Right? Yeah?
It varies per person.
Okay.
Though I was in school as a band. I played saxophone. I was first year sax for 5 years and was in the drum line. So I do have some formal training, so I can read sheet music and I can write sheet music if I need to.
Yeah.
But do a lot of creative process by ear, preferably.
He's a first year sax guy.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's pretty
He
exciting.
knows his paper.
So I've done concert sax. I've done concert settings where you wear a tuxedo and you go and you sit in the band. It's very formal. I've also done like jazz band, which also usually they'll have you dressed up too, but it feels much more, much less formal.
Well, it's like they do improv.
They do. I didn't really get too much into the improv, so I didn't really get to that level. It takes a lot to work up to that. I did drum a little bit in that, but it's mostly sax. But the one time I did drum, that was improv fun. But so that's the most classic, formal training
Yeah.
that I've had. Otherwise, it's been just by ear or
Yeah.
teaching myself or learning from friends or.
What about you? Like, how did you just pick up an instrument one day and you're like, yeah?
Picked up a guitar in 4th grade because of, I don't know, Rat and Want and
You picked it up to kill a rat?
yeah. And it was very comfortable. So I just kept playing it. It was always by ear. I tried lessons, but just never really. we ended up just teaching each other songs. It was kind of a failure. I've taken a lot of music theory, which I can apply to guitar. But as far as like reading sheet music, understanding sheet music, nothing. Just love writing songs. So
Yeah.
definitely by ear for me.
Okay.
I started just picking up a guitar and starting to learn from there, but in the course of that I took a couple years of lessons for electric guitar and then classical finger picking and some of the theory behind that. I can tell a lay person I know music theory and it's accurate. I can tell anyone that knows music theory that I know music theory and I'm
Yeah.
lying. So I know my skills and modes, and I've studied things and done a lot of like individual breakdowns of pieces to look at the guts of that.
Yeah.
But not anything super formal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine starts all the way back in, I think, 4th grade. I was in the band playing clarinet for 2 years.
Cool. Boy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So back in that, that time, I could read sheet music, and I've since lost all that. But I did pick up a guitar when I was 15, and didn't take any lessons. I don't know any theory. I just learn everything by ear. I write everything by ear, just kind of whatever feels right in my head. I try to translate that out in guitar, and that's kind of how I taught myself. So, that's about all.
A little while back, I Googled how to play bass and watched a few YouTube videos. And here we are.
See, that makes me feel better because I wanted to try to learn how to play guitar for the band I was in, and if that's totally possible. Like that's a brilliant thing to be able to do. I'm
Yeah.
super jealous of
There's
you right
so
now.
many resources available.
Yeah.
To be able to just,
Well, for bass.
for
For
bass.
bass, yeah.
It doesn't take a lot.
I mean, I like bass players. They're pretty cool. Like that's
Some are,
super.
yeah.
What? Some are. Well, I think you're cool.
Well, some are. But
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how does like arranging music go? Like, how does that come together? You're like, I want to be able to play this piece.
Well, this is, at the risk of sounding like a total douchebag, this is kind of my project in that, a lot of these songs are songs I arranged and I selected and stuff.
Okay.
But, a lot of them also have versions that I just recorded and released as just myself,
Yeah.
doing it solo. So kind of that's the first step for most of it. There are songs we play that other folks have brought to the table, like Grant. Grant's done one that we play regularly. Adam and our previous bassist had one that they arranged. And I think an upcoming song we're going to be doing sometime in the near future was written by Ryan. But so we start with the bass as I've arranged it, and then in the context of everyone learning their parts, one of the things that I really like is that everyone kind of brings their own thing to it, and there are suggestions that are made by various people, and then sometimes the song changes like officially in that capacity, and sometimes it's just that the way that like Ryan will play a riff differently than I'll play it, differently than how Grant will play it, and we kind of end up picking the best of all those things. So it kind of goes through that refining process. But it usually, 90% of it starts with stuff that I'm interested in, usually because of not just the music itself, but the nostalgia factor is big for me.
Yeah.
Like, I can have a great piece of music from a game that I didn't play much as a kid, and I won't be interested in it. But
Yeah.
I can have a really shitty piece of music from a game that I played a lot as a kid, and I'll try and find a way to make it as exciting to someone that hasn't heard it before as it has been to me, because I've heard it a million times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You did a great job not sounding like a douchebag.
Oh, just wait.
I thought that was
Overhead.
well thought out. I mean.
I'll try harder next time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it should be said that this is actually Viking Guitar.
Yeah, I am.
That's where the name came from. We're sort of the hired guns in this band.
Yeah.
We get paid the big bucks.
We
Oh, yeah.
are the live band. That's
Yeah,
exactly.
It's not always like just hired musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have our groups and our projects and things, but this is definitely
Yeah.
Eric's baby.
But
We're
I-
along for the ride.
I will say this, where it started with just, I need a band to play this stuff.
Yeah.
And nowadays when I'm working on arrangements, I'm thinking of it in terms of these guys playing it, So that in itself influences and changes the way I set up my arrangements and that sort of thing. So, Grant downplays it by saying they're hired guns, It's like if I had the option either through the proximity, geographically, or through the resources,
Yeah.
I would just have this be the group, like, for every show, I play a lot of shows solo, but it's always a kind of a version of what it should be in my mind. So,
Yeah, no, and having the group together, you guys are all friends. I assume you're friends. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Everyone looks at Dan.
I need to look up some instructables about how to be friends.
Yeah, there's so many resources.
Apparently,
YouTube videos,
they're in my playlist.
Yeah, we all go too far back actually before this band happened. I think I was, pimping your music before I even met
Yeah,
you
yeah.
years ago. It's just hilarious. We're all sort of fans of each other and friends with each other.
Yeah.
So it's
like, did you find each other on Twitter and you're like, oh my god?
way before
Hey.
Twitter,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Oh,
it was-
wow.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, back in 2008 or something, I had taken a couple-year hiatus from making music, and I was getting back into it and learning how to do recording. And I was a fan of Metroid Metal, which is what Grant does mainly, or used to do mainly.
Yeah.
And he had just on his forums, he had set up a little primer of, hey, recording kind of sucks, so here's how I figured out how to do it and have it not suck. And that was like a big thing that helped me get back into it, because I had a just backwards process before that. And I just sent him a message to say, hey, thanks for this, it helped. And, over the course of the next couple of years, he ended up guest soloing on a song I did, and then I did some stuff for him, and it just kind of grew from there. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we all were kind of fans of each other. Like Ryan, I had heard this Zelda album he had done that just blew my mind. And in fact, when you were posting videos about making that, I had been at the time planning on doing a Zelda album too, and I hit him up just to be like, hey, I don't want to release this when you release yours. We should just coordinate that. And then I ended up not doing it. And then his was way better than mine would have been anyway.
60%.
Yeah, 60%.
So it's been a lot of that. It's, I mean, the internet's an interesting thing.
I was gonna say, did
Yeah.
you find them on YouTube? Where you're like, yeah.
Dan actually
yeah,
knows
they-
Grant
Dan,
from like forever.
Dan and I have been playing music together since like what 2000, 2000,
Probably.
99 maybe,
We've certainly known each other
98.
since '98.
98. Yeah.
Dang,
So
they've been playing music since '98.
and we've been playing. How old are you?
Yeah, they're brothers.
I'm 33.
So we've been playing for 33 years together. So.
Wow.
We're brothers, so that's how that works.
Oh, I didn't get that you were brothers.
Yeah.
Just that.
We don't tell people. We don't like to tell people that.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's the one band rule.
Oh man, well, are we gonna have to scrap this interview now that you
Yeah,
told
yeah,
everyone that you're
whatever.
brothers?
We don't care.
The lights just go dark.
Oh, what's the I mean,
I just
I
disappeared.
mean, we're
from
just
the camera.
friends.
Yeah.
We're just
Oh my goodness.
We're all brothers.
that's
Oh,
right. That's
brothers
right.
in bands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, guys. Well, are there any other anything you'd like to say? Because I think I hit all my points. Unless my questions suck, you can be like, no, ask us harder
Your questions were wonderful.
Are
The
you
cat,
sure?
the cat one.
Do you dislike cats?
I love cats.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, I won't.
But he just didn't get asked
It's
it.
just not the hard-hitting journalism I was expecting.
I had to pitch something this way. I felt bad.
You gotta get
Just
some
like,
fluff in there somewhere.
Literally.
Some literal fun.
well, in some of my
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
interviews, in the middle, I would ask Star Wars or Star Trek, and had my heart broken over that one, so I
Oh,
can't
man.
ask it.
Yeah.
You can ask us any sort
Yeah,
of
we
nerdy
probably
question.
all have an opinion on that.
Yeah, probably.
That could be a separate interview, because
Yeah.
I've had 30-minute conversations.
The
Oh,
tangent.
it goes deep. The rabbit hole goes
Yeah.
deep.
But, no, I mean, it's just thanks for being here, and for everyone watching this. I mean, you missed PAX East this year, if you're not already here. But hopefully we'll still be doing more stuff. So if you have a convention that you go to, toss our name out there. We're always happy to come play. Now that I'm done being a worthless shill, thanks for your time, and thanks for setting this up.
Can we all horror projects?
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah.
I was
Oh,
about
that's
to say
a-
that was going to be my end. How do we want to do it? This way or this way?
Start with Adam.
Yeah, sure. Well, I have a Doom tribute album called Evil Lemur is the project name, and it's Doom Tribute EP, and you can check that out at evillemur.net or bandcamp.com/evillemur. And I play on other projects as well, but that's my own personal little project there.
I have Dan and I are also in a group called Metroid Metal, and you can check that out at metroidmetal.com. And I have my own music at stemagemusic.com, video game and non-video game related. So
Viking Guitar is kind of the main, for lack of a better term, nerd culture thing that I do. I do composing for video games and short films, and do mixing and mastering audio production for bands, mainly metal bands, but all sorts of stuff. So vikingguitar.com is how you can get online to any of that stuff if you're looking for production stuff. That's kind of what I focus on outside of the Viking Guitar stuff.
And you can find all my stuff at megabeardo.com. I've got Mega Man 2 album, a
Zelda.
Castlevania concept record, a Zelda record, a bunch of stuff. I'm on collaborations with all these guys,
Yeah.
so all that stuff you can find at megabeardo.com or beardomusic.bandcamp.com.
And in addition to Metroid Metal that Grant and I do, we're also in an original band called Yes Man. That can be found at yesman.bandcamp.com. And all sorts of other collaborations that we're involved in.
I suppose just to correct my URL, I'm realizing that everybody's got Bandcamps, and I have my Evil Lemur on the wrong side of Bandcamp. evillemur.bandcamp.com. That's how it was?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
first person?
Yeah.
There we go. Cool.
Hey!
It's over. We did it.
You found out the Bandcamp.
Yay, corrections.
yeah, URLs.
This is JediAmanda with Beyond the Game. Bye.